What's going on, y'all, man? We have Thursday night college football. Yes, we do. Right in the ACC, man. We got a pretty good one. Syracuse taking on Pitt. Pitt is still undefeated, number 19 team in the country. You also got Syracuse. They're having a fine year at 5-1 under the new head coach, Fran Brown. Let's break down the matchup, and I'm going to tell you guys what to watch out for in this one. First off, it's the battle of the quarterbacks. Two of the best quarterbacks in the ACC. I don't disagree. When you break it down, you got to go Cam Ward, right? I believe you got to go Kyle McCord. You put Eli Holstein in there, and you got to put my boy Haynes King. Now, Haynes King is injured. That's why I put him at number 4 right now. I don't know if he's going to play against VT. Still up in the air. We'll have more details probably a little bit later. I know it's getting late in the week, but probably Friday I'll have a reaction video if he decides to play or if he's not going to play and things like that. But he's in that conversation too, 71.2 completion percentage. But these two dudes are studs, right? McCord, a lot of questions about him at Ohio State, right? And they pretty much told him, hey, man, get your packet of papers. It's time to go. But this year, he's thrown for 2,100-plus yards, and he's been cooking defenses, all right? When I say cooking, he's been cooking defenses, and he's been electric this year. And then when you look at Pittsburgh and what Eli Holstein, the redshirt freshman, has been able to do, he's been impressive, right? He threw for a career high a couple of weeks ago, over 381 yards. He's looked good. He's taken what the defense gives him, over 15 touchdowns this year. He's looked nice, and they got their building block going forward. Now, Pittsburgh is favored in this game. When we look at it, I think they're a 5-point favorite at home. They're going to play, obviously, at Acrisure Stadium. It's going to be interesting to see, man, what they can do with this offense. Let's break it down just a little bit more. Now, when you look at Syracuse and their offense and what they're able to do well, right, it's really a prolific passing attack, right? Can they run the ball? Yes, they can. LaQuint Allen's having a pretty good year. 449 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns, right? McCord has been spectacular, like I just said and alluded to just a few moments ago, right? 19 touchdowns so far this year, 2,160 yards. The key, though, is the receivers and the receiving core that they have, right? Now, Trevor Pena is not expected to play in this one. He's dealing with the injury. He's expected to be out. He's your shallow cross, over the middle, big-time yak guy. But they still will have Orton Gaston, who's having a great year as well at the tight end spot. He's dealt with injuries in the past, but he's having a great year. They're going to have to make sure they watch him, right? If your linebackers are not good enough and they cannot cover, Syracuse is going to expose you and take advantage of it. They did it against Georgia Tech. So Pittsburgh got to be ready for that. And then you look at Jackson Meeks. He's having a great year. 38 catches, 459 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He can ball as well. So it's a lot of playmakers. Even without Payne in this game, they got playmakers to burn you, So that's the key, And I think for Pittsburgh, the key is going to be slowing down the running attack early. And why do I say that? Don't let Kyle McCord get in the rhythm, right? Now, Pittsburgh has one of the best rushing defenses in the country, only giving up 3 yards per carry. So if you make this more of a, I don't want to say necessarily a passing game because that's what they do. But if you cannot allow McCord to get into a rhythm and you're making him have to kind of wait and see and your corners can plaster their receivers and their playmakers, right? Then you make this game tougher for McCord, who's a really good passer. And he's shown this year, obviously a revenge tour type of year for him. He's showing that he can be a top quarterback in the NCAA. All right? So that's the key for them. So their corners got to win on the outside, and in the interior, which is really good for Pittsburgh, they got to get pressure. You got to speed up somehow, and you got to win with your front 4 against McCord if you're going to have a chance. So that's the keys defensively. Don't let the rushing attack get going, which they've been really good with this year, and get pressure on McCord if you want to have a chance to win. Now, when we look at the other side of things, we look at Holstein. Like I said, having a great start, so far, redshirt freshman year, 1,697 yards passing, 15 touchdowns. The key for them is going to be Reed. Now, Desmond Reed is having a great year, y'all. He's their second leading receiver behind Konata Mumpfield right here, who has 463 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. Second leading receiver. So what does that mean? Remember, guys, he's just a freshman quarterback. Can he air the ball out? Yes. Can he hit the deep balls? Yes, he can. But a lot of times, guys, for Holstein, he wants to get the ball out, right? He don't want to hold it. So if that first read is not there with the receiver and the second read might not be there, he's going to likely check this ball down to Reed. So what does that tell me? That means that Syracuse is going to have to be able to tackle in the open field, and they're going to have to make sure that they get 11 hats to the football. If they're not doing that, Reed is the type of back that he can burn you in the open field. So it's going to be important that they get hats to the football and they bring him down. If they have too many missed tackles, it's going to lead to big plays. So 5-6 yard gains potentially, but that, as it should be, can turn into 20, 25, 30-yard gains if you're not careful. So that's going to be the key. And it's the same thing. I think that the game plan for both sides, get pressure on McCord. You got to get pressure on Holstein. If you sit there back there, you let him get comfortable, you let him get in the rhythm early, he's going to cook you. You're going to get fried. So it's going to be important that they get pressure on him as well. Two pretty good quarterbacks in the ACC. I want to say elite, but you got to be careful using that word elite. Not everybody's elite. I'm going to say two great quarterbacks. That's how I'll say it. Two great quarterbacks. I feel like elite is like at another level. I'm going to say two great quarterbacks in the ACC. I'll put Cam Ward in the elite category, humbly. You know what I'm saying? But two great quarterbacks in the ACC. Big-time showdown. That is my analysis. That's why I think it's going to be kind of crucial in this game for both sides. Now, as far as who I'm rolling with, it's a tough one, y'all. It's a tough one. I've kind of been back and forth. But I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh at home. Close game, two great teams. I'm going to go Pittsburgh 27-24. They come out on top. They get the win. Stay undefeated. One of 10 undefeated teams left in the NCAA. And they move to 7-0 in the season. And they beat Syracuse, ending their chances at an ACC title after they go 5-2. That's my thoughts, man. But y'all comment below who y'all taking in this contest. You taking Pittsburgh? Or are you taking Syracuse? Should be a good one in the ACC. Some good action. I will have more predictions and reactions all weekend long to these games, and we'll have another great AP poll. Appreciate y'all running that up on my YouTube as well, man. But comment below. Pittsburgh, Syracuse. Who you got?